So you may check your email dozens of times a day, but did you know there's a good chance these days that AI is doing some of the work before you even open a message? Established platforms such as Gmail and the new AI-first email apps act more like personal assistants than simple inboxes. So what does that mean for our privacy, our security, and just the way we communicate? Well, here to break it all down for us, he's our tech guy, Rich Brooks of Flight New Media. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you as always, Rich.
Always glad to be here.
All right. So those of us who use the popular email platforms, Gmail, Outlook, Apple email or Apple Mail, so forth, what does this even mean when we talk about AI in our inboxes?
For me, it started when Gmail introduced auto-suggest, which is basically when it started finishing our sentences for us. And then all of a sudden, all the platforms added in these kind of response buttons, like small contextual buttons that would allow us to confirm plans or ask for more information, which was really helpful on a smartphone. And then these days, they're actually doing things like resorting our inbox for us, bringing the most urgent items right to the top of the page. And that could be something like boarding passes for today's flight or an update to a package delivery. Now, I'm a Gmail person myself. I spend a lot of time there, and I love the fact that when I do a search for an old email, not only will Gmail bring back all of those emails, it'll actually summarize in an AI overview, helping me find that information even more quickly. It can even write an entire detailed response to an email on my behalf, either by me just typing in a few words or simply clicking a button.
So I understand that there are new email apps out there that were kind of built from the ground up with AI. What can they do?
Yeah, so there's a couple of apps out there like Shortwave and Superhuman that were designed specifically for people who live in their inbox and are dealing with just massive amounts of email. And the nice thing about these apps is you can talk to them in plain English. So you could say, what did my accountant say about my tax burden last spring? And it will go find and bring back that information for you. And then now there are autonomous agents, apps that will not just write emails, but will do things on your behalf. Alfred, for example, while you sleep, will go through your inbox, grab all your emails, and write a morning brief for you so that when you get up, you'll know exactly what you need to accomplish these days.
All right, so they're getting more intrusive, which raises questions about privacy. If AI is reading our email, maybe writing emails for us, where is that information, that data ending up?
You raise a really important point, and I think people need to understand this. AI needs to read your emails to work. That's simply the way it is. Your emails are being stored in the cloud, and even though the providers have promised us that they're not selling our data, the fact is that they have access to all of our emails. So if that makes you uncomfortable, you might be interested in something like Proton Mail, which offers end-to-end encryption, meaning that no one can read your emails, Rob, except for you and the person you send it to, not even Proton. But of course, that comes with a trade-off. Its AI features are just not very robust. So you have to decide what's more important to you, the privacy or the AI features.
All right, those are interesting questions to ponder. What are some of the other concerns that are being raised by AI becoming more and more a part of email?
Yeah, I think there are a few. The first one is hallucinations. Generative AI, by its very nature, makes things up, makes up facts. And that can be problematic whether you're responding to a business proposal or a kid's birthday invitation. Another issue is tone. All of these platforms tend to write in a very generic, vanilla way. And if you have a strong voice or a strong personality, there's going to be a disconnect for the person who receives that AI-generated email. And the third one is context. So AI summaries, by definition, leave things out. And if it left out something that was really important, you may be acting without all the necessary information.
So for now, what is your final take on AI in email?
So,
Yay or nay?
So it depends. There are features that I've come to love, like the AI summaries I mentioned, not just for email searches, but also those long threads in Gmail. Like, it saves me hours just recapping everything for me. But on the flip side, whether you love it or hate it, email is such a critical communication channel. Now, I've been known to literally spend 30 minutes on a single email to make sure I get the tone exactly right. That's not something I'm willing to outsource to today's AI tools.
So we're not irrelevant quite yet, we small human beings.
There's still time left on the clock.
But the clock is ticking. All right, we've got to leave it there. Rich Brooks from Flight New Media, thank you as always.
My pleasure.
Stay with us. Back with more of 207 right after this.